What's up, YouTube? Matthew Nickerson, Sanji Consulting. I talk about 3 M's on this channel: money, millennials, motivation. Those are the 3 M's. I'm passionate about it. It's very late at night, so I'm keeping my voice down, but I'm going to keep this as short as I can. 2020 taught us a lot of things. It taught us that we probably needed to be more prepared than we thought we were. It taught us to be very cautious when it comes to our health and how we take care of our body. It taught us how the world can change in the blink of an eye. It taught us empathy. It taught us compassion. It taught us that we can do more with less when it comes to what we have in our home and the things that we're, seeing as far as being a minimalist to the stuff that we own. It taught us that the world is a big place, and this is where I'm going to change the concept. The world is changing right before our eyes, and 2020 really made me realize that this is a changing world. And the reason why I say this is because when you look at all of the changes that have happened this year with social distancing, government that's, all over the place, and this is not a political talk, just to get that off, but the one thing that I realized is that we didn't really learn much from the 2008 crash because we weren't prepared for what occurred, or most people weren't prepared. And when we see skyrocketing rates of infections, we see people who don't want to wear masks, we see a lot of political turmoil, we see a currency crisis due to negative GDP, we see a globalization that is occurring, we see monetary systems changing through the use of bitcoins and cryptocurrency because the dollar is becoming worth less over time due to inflation. This is the time to start thinking about how you're going to prepare yourself for the future. I'm very optimistic. I see all of the great things that are occurring, although there have been a lot of bad things that have happened. And what I ask of people that are watching this, and I ask of people who know me, is to be open-minded. Know that you have to think globally in this time and age. I speak to millennials, I speak to Gen Z, but I also speak to those that came before us. And I'm 33 years old, and I think that growing up in the 90s where technology changed, I really realized the power of what this could become. And there's so many things happening, from IoT, Internet of Things, AI, machine learning, artificial intelligence. And we need to tell ourselves and tell the generations preceding that it's okay to be intellectual, it's okay to be smart, it's okay to think outside of the box, because the inside of the box thinking is not going to work anymore at all. You can go to college if you are familiar with the outcome of it, whether you're going to be in debt your whole life for something that is not practical in the future moving forward. I would advise not to. I would advise only going when you know what you want to do, whether it's law, engineering, medical, IT, those kinds of things. A lot of people are waking up and realizing that they don't need a degree. They can use this phone like I'm using right now to go and make money in marketing. They can create business opportunities for themselves. I'm not anti-college, but I realized that what this year taught me is that you can start a media company within your house. You can do whatever you really want. You can travel to many places. You can be a gamer and make a substantial income, you can, utilize technology at its best. And that's what I'm trying to get at, is that the world is changing and you're either going to get with it or it's going to leave you behind. It's similar to how when cars came out, there was no more use for horse and buggies. That was a thing of the past. And then when airplanes came out, there was no use to sit on a railroad for long amounts of time if you wanted to go from New York to LA. um, Technology has rapidly increased our mental capacities of education. It has increased our ability to communicate across the world through many languages. It has allowed us to figure out supply chains and different business and financial models that have helped us in society. And I ask that you embrace this. But part of embracing this is understanding that what happened before 2020 is long gone. We're talking about 5G, we're talking about faster speeds, we're talking about moving into the future, which has already started to occur in the millennium. The 2000 really hit, and we saw the rise of how the internet, increased. But now this is the point where we're at another crossroads, and we are either going to get on board and make progressive changes um, that are going to benefit the future, benefit ourselves, create opportunities, and grow from this, or we're going to look at this year as a year that defeated us. And I feel too optimistic for that. And I feel like more people should understand that there is a bright side of what's happening as far as what it's teaching us. It's teaching us to be more prepared. It's teaching us values and empathy for caring for people, because Lord knows there's a lot of people that are going through it right now. And those people need empathetic people, people who care, an educated workforce who can help them out when these hard times arise, whether it's the nurses or the doctors. We have to just start thinking about the big picture. Start thinking about your future. Start thinking about what you're trying to do. What is your legacy? And even if that is just chilling out, just understanding the importance of what this year could teach you. It could teach you going on into the future on how to diversify your assets, how to be better prepared, how to start a business, how to do more things with less and being minimal. You don't have to have the nicest car and always travel. You can find other things to do. I mean, everybody has an opportunity cost and what they're willing to give up for money and the things that they're willing to do. But you just have to find a merging point where your experience and understanding comes into play with the present and the future moments ahead. That's all that I really wanted to say, but it is a changing world, and you're either with it or you're going to get left behind. And I want everybody to know that I care about the people that I interact with, the people that I follow professionally and on social media. And I am wishing you the best going into this New Year's. But think about those points.